What is up, Boston Steel Scarf fans, and welcome to our PGL semifinal match against Trexus, the commissioner of the PGL, and the Indianapolis Cobalions. Now, if you guys have been following the PGL since the beginning, you know that we do not have a good track record against commissioners in the PGL. In the playoffs, in particular, the championship game, we've lost twice to the old commissioner in the championship game, so hopefully we're not cursed, and today, hopefully we can come away with a win. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys, but just know it's a good battle, and we'll see how it goes. Anyways, I want to give a huge shout out to Trexus and Genji because Trexus was willing to postpone the battle, so sorry guys that you're getting this battle late, because I was actually working back-to-back days on The Walking Dead, so I couldn't actually battle when we were supposed to battle. So, and also a huge shout out to Genji because he helped me out because I was questioning whether I'd be able to battle or not. And I asked him if he could help me build a team or whatever while I was busy, and he was a big help. So, anyways, without further ado, let's jump into this battle. I'm going to go ahead and lead with my Mienshao because it's scarfed, and it's got U-turn. It's pretty much the easy start. I don't always do that, but sometimes it's just the easiest way to go if you know you're going to outspeed pretty much anything. He went ahead, he brought a Steelix, Naganadel, Mega Gardevoir, Jellicent, Thundurus T, and his Diggersby. Steelix I wasn't really expecting. Diggersby was maybe, but the rest of the team looks pretty accurate to what I expected. So anyways, without further ado, the only thing I was worried about is that he might be Scarfed Thundurus T, but I think Mienshao even outspeeds that, so I wasn't too worried. So I don't even know why I just said I was worried about that, because I wasn't worried about that, because I was, I'm fine either way. So I do leave Mienshao as he leads a big boy, and I'm thinking, who the heck is that? That is his Steelix. And I'm just gonna, I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm gonna go for a high jump kick, because I know two of these will kill. I know I outspeed this thing, obviously. This thing's super stupid slow. I did calcs, and it looks like I should live at least one of these. It looked like it did about 58%, according to my calculations. He goes for an Earthquake, and it kills Kimiko. Right off the bat, our Scarfer. That was our Scarfer, our one and only Scarfer, dead in the first turn because of miscalcs. I don't know what, I guess he was running maybe Choice Band, or he was running something like an attacking variant of a Steelix. I did not expect that, but I bring in Greninja because I know we can finish him off with a Dark Pulse. He is Life Orb this week, and he brings in his Thundurus, and this is where I'm really like, okay, he shouldn't be Scarfed, but he probably is, but he might be just trying to tempt fate, like get me to switch out. But I called the bluff, and I completely failed, and both of our Pokemon are dead in 2 turns, or 3 turns. I guess that's technically 3 turns, so our 2 best Pokemon, the most important for this battle, are both dead. Within 3 turns of the beginning of the battle. It is not looking good for your Boston Silk Scarves, but I'm going to give it my all for the rest of this game. I know that I can set up, because this thing's super specially defensive. It's run specially defensive this week, our Snorlax. So if I set up some curses, then hopefully nothing will be able to attack me. But I do end up deciding that I'm worried about the Will-O-Wisp, because if I burn, then that's it. That's game. So I have to switch out and go into Squidward, despite the curse going up. It was a good plan, but he decided to bring Jellicent, and he goes for Scald. So I guess either Jellicent doesn't learn Will-O-Wisp, or he just didn't pack it. I don't know. But I was not willing to take the risk of getting burned, so I had to switch out of Snorlax and go into Squidward, who is designed just for this Jellicent. If you remember, week 6 we battled Trexus in the regular season, and Tentacruel was here just for this Jellicent, essentially to Toxic it, because it outspeeds, it can't get taunted. Plus, this was pretty funny. He went for Giga Drain, and I brought Liquid Ooze this week just in case of Giga Drain, and it actually happened. So he goes for Giga Drain, and he actually just kind of takes damage from it in the long run, which was kind of fun to see, and just a little neat little thing. Didn't really do too much, but it was fun. It was fun. He's going to go ahead and switch out as I predict, and I go for an Ice Beam. I could have just went for Scald for max damage, but I thought, you know what, if he brings out his Naganadel, I want to make sure I do as much damage as possible, and I did, or his Thundurus, that would have been super effective against as well. So I go for the Ice Beam, and it does a good amount, not quite 50, I don't think. So he should be able to live 2 more of them, which kind of sucks. He goes for Thunderbolts, but again, Squidward this week, specially defensive. We needed a lot of special defensive mons this week, I felt like. So I'm glad that I brought Tentacruel. Look at how close that was to killing. He just barely lives on a smidgen of HP, and now I have to take another Thunderbolt, and this is so bad because now we have 2 dead Pokemon already, and 1 super weak Tentacruel, but I am going to take down the Naganadel, and that's a huge threat out of the way. So That's definitely a strong thing. Maybe we can turn this game around at this point. It's still not looking good because we don't have the Scarfer in our strongest hitting Mon Greninja, which hit everything on his team for some super effective damage, is gone. And he's going to bring in his Diggersby and go for Earthquake. I decided to stay in because I thought depending on how Diggersby was run, maybe I could outspeed it, but also Tentacruel wasn't that important at this point. It wasn't going to live anything else, so I decided getting a fresh switch in to Beetlejuice would be better, and going for that Mega Evolution, this is the time and place to do that. I can go for a close combat. I do fear that he might switch into his Jellicent, which he does end up doing, and I should have just predicted it because I thought, hey, if I go for return, this could be key to winning and turning this game around, but I didn't want to risk it because if I did and I lost my Pinsir, I would literally have nothing to hurt any of his Mons anymore. So I decided to play it safe and go for the close combat. And if I had gone for return, we would have been in a better position against the Jellicent. I'm going to switch out. I can't risk getting things scalded at this point, and I'm going to go in the Shield Maiden because he's special this week. However, I did fear if I get burned, I can't use Shadow Sneak later against the Gardevoir, which is what Shadow Sneak is there for. That's the only physical move. We get burned. Of course we get burned, so there goes that plan. But now that means that I can just stay in with Shield Maiden and just mess around while Poison ticks down. And I can kind of... I do end up predicting, because I want to play smart, and go for the Gyro Ball in case he does bring in his Diggersby, which could just wreck Shield Maiden. Unfortunately, he stays in. He just goes for another Scald, as I'm going to go ahead and go for the Gyro Ball, and it's just going to tickle him. It's really just going to tickle him. Doesn't do anything. And now I'm stuck in a situation where I think, okay, every turn he's either going to predict me to go for Gyro Ball and stay in, or whatever's going to happen. He doesn't want to take that poison damage anymore. I feel like he might switch out, and I have to kind of predict and guess and go for, like, certain things. I mean, this turn, obviously, a King Shield, because I'm going to Age Slash. I have to do that, pretty much, you know? But I'm just wondering what turn he's going to switch out, because I feel like he knows I have Shadow Ball. This thing, it could take one, but after the Toxic, it's dead. Of course, it does have Recover, but that's just delaying the inevitable. So I'm trying to figure out whether I should be going for Shadow Balls or worrying about Diggersby coming in, and what's more important, getting the damage or not. I think I end up going for... I switched this turn. Okay, I switched this turn. I took the risk going into Beetlejuice, thinking that he would switch now that he was recovered up and to reset his Toxic. I come into Pinsir because I thought that was the best chance to get the jump on his Diggersby. Unfortunately, he doesn't switch, and now we have a ton of damage down on our Mega Pinsir. It's not looking good. At least he didn't get the burn this time. Fantastic. I go for a return, and it should be enough to take out on the Jellicent, and it is. Thank goodness, because that would have destroyed my heart if it didn't. I would have been dead, man. I would have had a heart attack right there. He brings back out his Thundurus, which we now know is Scarfed, and I bring back Beetlejuice because I need to save him for later. He's the only thing that can deal with this Mega Gardevoir pretty much. At this point now, Shadow Sneak is gone, and Shield Maiden is so low. He's going to lock himself into Thunderbolts, which is a good thing for us, because we know our Snorlax can take a Thunderbolt really, really well. So I'm going to let Shield Maiden go down after Shadow Sneak, just to get as much damage off as possible on this. You never know later if that little bit of damage might have been a kill or not on something. So I go for the Shadow Sneak just to make sure this thing gets a little bit of chip damage, as he's just going to Thunderbolt me, which is going to finish me. This battle is getting pretty close. It's still not looking very good for us, but it's a very, very close game. I'm going to bring in Rumble, and my only choice is the Curse. I know I know that Diggersby can really hurt me if he has... I think he can learn Close Combat or Superpower or something. He can destroy me. So I need to set up these curses so I can live one, is my plan. I need to be able to live one so I can fire back after that. So I'm going to go for 2 curses. I was really thinking about a 3rd curse, but I decided not to do it in the end, just in case he did switch, or he didn't switch, and I got, okay, we'll get there eventually. I go for a 2nd curse, so I'm thinking when's the best time to go for a move, because if he switches in with Diggersby, I can damage it this turn, and if I don't, he's going to get me really low with the Thundurus, and Diggersby, I won't be living 1 hit even at +3, was my thought process here. So I end up just going for a Body Slam after the 2nd curse, hoping that it will be enough to let me live against the Diggersby. I go for the Body Slam. It does like 200 damage because of the 2 curses against this thing. So on this thing. So now I'm thinking Diggersby's going to come in, and it's going to be a really close one, whether it kills or not. But he decides to actually go into his Mega Gardevoir, which was an interesting choice. I think that he probably kept it that he could kill me here. I think it wasn't even a roll. I think I always lived this. Luckily, so this was a good move for us. It still hurt a lot though. Hyper Voice. I don't know if it was a roll or not. I actually don't. I don't think it was. Yeah, 26. It wasn't a roll. We were going to live that no matter what. I go for Body Slam. Again, it's going to do like 200 damage to this thing. Kill it. No problem. So now he's got his Diggersby and his... Diggersby and his Thunderous, I want to say? I don't know. And he brings in Choji, which is, again, great Naruto nickname for a Diggersby. He goes for Facade. Oh, it's just his Diggersby left. Right, and Rumble goes down, unfortunately, and now it's just Beetlejuice, and a close combat can do 110 damage, do 120 damage against a Diggersby, but he's scarfed, so now I'm worrying if I'm going to live this or not. I live with 10 HP, close combat, does it kill? It does. And your boss is still scarfed. Oh, we got a critical hit, so no matter what, that was going to kill. I think that it killed no matter what, and depending on how he was run. If he had no defense investment, that killed no matter what. If he had a little bit, maybe that mattered. I don't know. There's no way for me to know unless I ask, I guess. But your Boston Soul Scarfs are going on to the championship game again in the PGL. That's absolutely insane to me. I don't know how we keep making it to the PGL's championship game, but let's just hope we don't lose again. Hopefully we can seal the deal this time. We're going to be going up against Max Rapture, who has a really good team this season. Obviously, he made it to the championship game. Of course, he's got a good team. It's going to be a really scary battle. Hopefully, we can win it. But either way, guys, we made it to the championship game again. I don't care if I lose. I say this every time we get here. I do not care if we lose next game. I'm just proud we made it to the championship game. I was going to say the same speech if we lost this game. But, hey, we won. One thing I do want to say, Trexus told me later that he's running 3 Scarfed Pokemon, which I don't know if he wasn't putting his all into it, or maybe that was just his plan, but I think that might have had something to do with our success. I don't know. I know he seemed like he didn't have his full heart into it, so maybe we kind of lucked out there after our first 2 turns, because I really thought that we were dead after we lost our Mienshao and Greninja. Because look, Greninja literally hits everything on his team for super effective damage. I had Dark Pulse, I had Ice Beam, Scald, and Dunk Shot. So, like, I hit pretty much everything. I think maybe the only thing is a Steelix that I couldn't hit. So, yeah, like, losing Greninja was a really big deal and not good at all. So, yeah. Again, guys, I just want to say a huge shout out to Trexus for having me back in the PGL, and Genchi for helping me out all season with building teams and practicing and whatnot. And thank you guys all so much for sticking around the Boston Silk Scarfs. We've had a great season so far, and I'm excited to make it to the championship game. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say, but that was it, I guess. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one. Till then, stay frosty and peace.